Hello everybody, welcome to Canadian Immigration Channel. Cover letter for immigration to Canada. This question pops up here and there where people are asking how to explain something. How could I deliver a message or convey my message to immigration authorities if, and this if could continue to the end, if I got a study gap, if I got an employment gap, if I'm divorced but I do not have a divorce certificate, if I have no idea where my brother or sister lives, if I'm not aware exactly of my relatives' birthdays, etc., etc., etc. So if you're preparing your immigration application by yourself without anybody else's assistance, what you usually would have to do is to take a pen and a paper and start assembling documents with accordance to the checklist. Right, birth certificates, passport, employment references, any document confirming what you were doing for the last 10 years, for the period of your employment, for your education, during your studies, etc. Now, usually there would be questions. Okay, for the whole period of our work, I've never seen even one absolutely perfect application. We're all human beings, something happens. The paper has been lost, the company changed its name, you're not aware where your relatives are living, your mother and father are living separately since your birth, and you have no idea where they are, he or she is. So, I mean, we could continue this list to the end. So what you would have to do is to write down pretty much every possible question which could arise. So, say, I do not have birth certificate, just mark it down. I do not remember the name of the employer, or I do not have contacts with the employer from 2010, right? I do not have this confirmation of that piece of paper. Now, when your pile of documents are assembled, you would have that list with all of the possible questions which technically have to be answered for an immigration officer. This is the basis of your cover letter. This is the foundation where you would start to draft it like paragraph by paragraph, explaining to an officer everything. Usually it would be a small letter, 1, maximum 2 pages long. So what you would have to do is to address it properly. Attention to immigration authorities, and just write down a quick opening statement like, dear officer, I would like to address several issues which may arise analyzing my application for immigration to Canada. First of all, I'm not aware of residency or whereabouts of my father. Second of all, for a period of my employment from 2007 to 2008, I do not have contacts with the company. It seems to be closed, and I do not have a reference letter. Instead, I'm providing you with a pay stubs and a copy of my contract. And that is it. Just for you to understand, visa officers are working pretty much every single day with the documents, right? They open them up, or like open them up electronically, scroll them down, analyze them versus the forms you filled up, find out any gaps, and those gaps or inconsistencies, they could actually lead to the refusal. Or you could try to explain all of those in your cover letter and make sure that you're making the life of an officer easier, right? So instead of returning your application as an incomplete or refusing your application, you're actually giving them a chance to skim through your cover letter, understand what happened, and give you a chance to proceed with the application further on. Of course, I mean, if you need our assistance of drafting that letter, we will be glad to help you out. Like, for example, during our immigration course, we give you examples of that letter. But usually that is not a rocket science. You could do it yourself just because you know your case better than anybody else. You have to write it down very, very carefully. But if you still need assistance, mostly welcome to come. Send us an email and we will be glad to help you out. Stay tuned with us, and of course, subscribe to the channel.